police investigate and take part in the prosecutions of, just as much as this officer. The wait, it's horrific, court delays, police inefficiencies, it's hanging over your head, publicity, fear, effect on wife, kids and family. However, justice should be done. It should also be seen to be done. And that's a bitter pill that applies to my clients, just as it applies here. However, and it's important, Nick, because it prevents us litigating at home or in the media if we see that proceedings are happening in an open and transparent way. We feel part of those justice processes, as rightly we should. However, when there are legitimate security concerns, they must be dealt with. Something more than just a general fear. The judge has taken the view in this case that my family may be in danger, and if there are concerns, they can be avoided.
But why does he need to be named?
Well, why does any criminal?
I mean, if we use cases such as Stuart Hall, the paedophile,
yes.
Hall ended up serving a longer term because other people came forward and they felt emboldened and said, well, yes, Absolutely. Hall did it is unlikely that anyone else is going to come forward. Let's say the cop is called Nick Ferrari and say, well, Nick Ferrari shot me as well. That's not going to help him either, is it?
Well, now we're having a different conversation, Nick, and it's an interesting one about whether criminal defendants at all should be named. And I think with the exception of circumstances where you have a possibility that others should come forward, might come forward if it's made in public, the default position, I think there is an argument, as there is in European jurisdictions, for new legislation, meaning that somebody's reputation remains intact because they're not named until they're convicted. Now, that's not the law at the moment. The law at the moment is unless there are specific security concerns that cannot be dealt with any other way, as steps have been taken in this case to mitigate the damage. This is not somebody in criminal proceedings who's having the worst ride once the decision's made. He is a murder defendant who is on bail. He is a murder defendant for whom the CPS prosecuting him is the body that's making the application for his anonymity. It's not just a question of police bashing, but of course I have sympathy for him. I have sympathy for his family, just as I do for all of my criminal clients.